Hello there, welcome to Club Nintendo, level 161. Today, changing up the cast of characters, myself, and Mr. Jason Novak. Welcome, Jason.
Hey, how's it going, Tim?
Good, good. It's been a while. Thought, we should just you should have you on the show, and we can chat. What's your first, I guess, 3 months, 2 months of Switch life has been, and if the Wii U is if he's sleeping or what's going on with that system for you and everything else going on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, first of all, I have to say I'm still a Wii U fan. I'm not somebody who's decrying the Wii U like everybody else is. I
I'm gonna have
never
a
really
lot
had.
of nostalgia for the Wii U. Like it's gonna be one of my most nostalgic systems, I think.
Now that's interesting. I wouldn't say it's the most
Outside of
nostalgic.
N64, for me, I'm gonna have some very fun. Well, nostalgia. It's like you have fond memories. Let me look up the definition here. Because like the
Okay.
N64 is probably the most for me, just because of what that was growing up as a kid. I'm younger than you are. A sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations. So yeah, there were a lot of fun, good, great things going on when the Wii U was. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I'm okay starting with the Wii U, so to speak, for this conversation because that's the thing is I think the Switch is the realization of what the Wii U was, but I'm coming at it from I was happy with my Wii U, so moving on to the Switch, the fact that I'm happier is just another good point.
it's
I'm
like
not some
yeah, it's like it takes the off-screen play and just like kills it in all the best ways. The Wii U was very ambitious, I should say. Like no one understood the two-screen concept for the TV, and it
it
would try
was
to do a lot. Yeah,
it was, and it's funny because the system came out and had the ability for asynchronous multiplayer that it was a flash in the pan in the video game industry. A couple of games came out, Evolve.
Nintendo
I can't
Land.
remember. I, I was talking across the entire gaming industry.
Oh, gotcha.
Uh, that really wanted to do that asynchronous multiplayer, but none of them ever really caught on, and it's a shame. I think it's there's untapped potential there that
Yeah, I
now
mean
I
it's
don't think
great
can
being
be
able to
realized.
like, for example, it's great in Hyrule Warriors being able to play one person on the gamepad, one person on TV in different places in the same world.
Speaking of multiplayer on a system, though, and kind of keeping the focus on the Switch, as much as I'm loving my Switch, I feel like they've done some serious faux pas on some of their local multiplayer on that system.
How so? Because I'm not sure if you've heard my story. I was on a train and sat next to, turned out to be another fellow like geek type person, and we ended. I ended up playing multiplayer Shovel Knight with a complete stranger because the Switches, share the joy concept with their controllers.
Absolutely, and that it gets lauded for. I mean, I really can't even remember the last system that launched multiplayer out of the box. I'm not sure any system has
Yeah,
launched
and it's
multiplayer.
like you take it on the go, and you don't have to think about bringing two controllers. They're just there, and they're not as good individually, but they work at a pinch. And like the not planning, like the spontaneous multiplayer, is
Yes.
what's great.
Now, and I guess here I might be speaking in error because I don't know anyone local with one myself, but I was pretty certain. Why is it if I have two switches
Hmm.
of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe,
Hmm.
if we play local multiplayer, we're still playing split screen on each of our systems?
Is that the case? I didn't think it was the case.
I they've shown that in that was shown in the commercial,
I don't
and
know.
I
Because there is local up to 8 players, I thought, which that would not be feasible if it was all split screen.
it would be if you've got 4 players per screen.
No, I mean this way you're saying it is if you have two copies of the game and two switches, why is it
Mm-hmm.
split screen between the two? If you're going up to 8 players, you wouldn't have all 8 players on one screen.
In those cases, yes, you would do 4 per screen. But I do believe if you have two switches with 2 copies of the game, you still split the screen.
Okay, but I mean, so that's a game like game basis too, is what. that example.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's not a limitation of the Switch, but
No, it's
yeah.
not, but it is a part of the Switch experience, a decision that was made in error.
Yeah, it might be a remnant to the Wii U and how it's like it. There's a lot of maybe Wii U weeds that didn't fully get
Yeah,
taken out.
but no, you're right. The local multiplayer is wonderful, and it's not available in America yet. But I know sorry, I believe in Russia they launched a Mario Kart 8 Switch bundle already, which
They
basically
did, yeah.
means you get the system and two-player multiplayer with your purchase right out of the box, and it makes a difference.
Right, it totally does. And then there's also the ability, the LAN, we can have up to, I think, 8
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
switches on one network, them all being
and
unique or
I
something.
think, especially whenever Smash eventually comes out for it, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it totally will be. But so, where was I going with that? But yeah, the Joy Cons I'm enjoying a lot more than I thought I would, and I'm finding like I don't really need grips. I just like doing this, like one in each hand. I That's one of my go. It's either the Pro controller or this, and this I'm good with. Like I really am. It's
I
comfortable.
actually don't have a I actually don't have a Pro controller yet.
Oh, you don't? Okay. I mean, they're
No.
it's great.
Um,
But you know the Joy Cons are also pretty great.
I actually I bought an extra set of Joy Cons, specifically for Mario Kart,
Yeah.
because I
You got
have
the
two
wheels
children,
too,
and
fellow wheel buyer.
I did buy I bought red and blue wheels because the second set of Joy-Con I bought a red and blue set.
Excuse my dog who is making some
Um,
noise.
oh, that's fine. I bought the red and blue Joy-Con because I didn't want it on the system, but I appreciate the different colors, and since I can put them in the red and blue wheels, that's fine.
Oh, so the red and blue set, which launched mainly for the people that bought the neon set to have complete sets, you just bought it to have just one of each.
Yes.
Curious, yeah. I also have two sets, but mine's a blue set and a red set.
Yeah. Well, everybody does their own thing, so to speak, I
Yeah, that's
guess.
cool.
Um, but
How are
okay,
you finding the wheels? Because I like it for not motion control usage.
okay. I haven't spent much time with the motion control on it. Um, and I say that because I haven't had much opportunity to play with my wife yet, and my wife is a huge fan of the motion control. Like she pretty much won't play Mario Kart without motion controls, and there's a good chance she'll probably beat you using the motion
Sure,
controls.
yeah. I
Um,
um
that
I got the
that
official Nintendo wheels, and the reason
yeah.
I actually like the wheels in using them, I tried doing the motion thing. That doesn't work. I can't get it to work for me. I'm not good at that. But what it does is it like beefs up the buttons on here. So if you just have one Joy-Con, it's actually really comfy to use it with the wheel just using the joystick still, and using that just for bigger buttons and a bigger grip on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the issue. I actually haven't played with the Joy-Con with the wrist strap, tried to play Mario Kart that way. I've only done it in the wheel. But I know other outlets were complaining about the travel distance on those shoulder buttons.
Yeah, has that been an
And
issue for you?
no, not at all. That's what I was going to say. I wanted to decry that. I haven't accidentally shot off any weapons. Um,
Yeah.
I I don't find it onerous to that little bit of extra distance. I mean,
I
yeah,
want to get like something really hot and melt off the top and bottoms of the wheel, so it's just a better grip. Because like it's a much better grip. It's easier to take it in and out, and the buttons are better.
that is one of the weirdest things I've ever
I mean, wouldn't that be great? I
heard.
mean, it'd be a better grip.
Well, I am sure it is a
Not
matter of
grip, but
time.
what do you call it? The little,
Just a holder.
yeah, the little straps. Better strap.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really only a matter of time before somebody releases a very slim quote unquote wheel to put the Joy-Con in, just so that it gives you more to hold on to, but not much else.
Have you tried playing without the straps? I mean, I don't know how hard this would be. These buttons are kind of
No,
small, but I don't know.
I have not tried because those recessed buttons. Oh my god.
They're recessed, but yeah, I don't know. Like once you're holding on to one, it's actually pretty easy to just hold on to it. Also, the pro tip I heard is turn on auto accelerate if you're just using one Joy-Con. Then you can only worry about the top button and the joystick, right?
Yeah, I actually, that is something, as somebody who, I have a young child in the house still who likes to play Mario Kart. I do
Auto steering
appreciate that
too.
auto, yeah, auto accelerate, auto steering, both of those. I'm happy they have it for them.
Yeah, and auto steering. I'm glad they have it for 200cc, so I could get my gold Mario. Because otherwise, I would not have gotten that gold Mario. I don't
I was
think.
wondering how you did that because I know you had some real difficulty before.
Yes, the auto steering. Well, I would not advise it for most scenarios because you can't do the shortcuts. If you are close to the edge, you're gonna get slowed down. But just to tough it through some of those 200 cc's, it was kind of essential for me, I think.
Well, other than Mario Kart, and of course the game that everybody, even if you don't own a Switch, bought, Zelda. Um, the sale numbers on that are insane.
Yeah, over 100%. Yeah, and Mario was
Yeah,
46% attach rate within the first 24 hours.
that's impressive. Um, I mean, it may be a re-release. It was a good choice of a re-release, though, and that's an impressive number, and they should be applauded for that.
Yeah, I think
Um,
people are finding they just want everything on the Switch because they want everything in this portable home console hybrid. Like I want every game ever released just here because like I don't want to
Thank you.
load my PS4. I want them here. Yeah,
It has changed everything. Um, because yeah, it's that portability of it is just insane. Um,
just how well it works
everything.
too. It's not like it doesn't feel like it's not supposed to be mobile or not supposed to be a home console. It's both, and it works great as both.
I mean, like, for the record, I have Final Fantasy 15 on my PlayStation 4. I would gladly, in a heartbeat, have taken a Final Fantasy 15 with a uh, the same game, but just make it cell shaded graphics or something along
Mm-hmm.
those lines, just to be able to play that anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
Like it's a phenomenal thing because so I can now like get to work early and like spend 5 minutes playing like Zelda or Mario Kart and like it's so fast to get back into it because like unlike the Wii U, you're not shutting it down every single freaking time. You can just put it to sleep and you can just keep on picking up where you left off and it's designed so well. And unlike the 3DS, the battery's not going to die on you while it's sitting there. It's going to hold a
Yeah.
charge.
Speaking of locking it, I don't know if you did. I pretty much right away turned off that stupid lock where you have to push the same button three
I
times. It doesn't
do it
matter.
because I don't want it to get unlocked accidentally.
I haven't had an issue with that. I don't really put it
I
in a
don't want
bag to
it.
carry it though,
I don't want to chance
because
it. Yeah.
well, remember I bought the special edition Zelda, so I have
Mm.
a Sheikah Slate carrying
Yeah, I have
case.
a case too, but you could press buttons if you're pressing hard enough.
No,
Yeah.
I turned that off because that's silly. Now, if they could let you put in an actual passcode,
Sure.
I might consider that.
You
I
saw
really
that you
might,
can
but
now
it's
save a credit card in the eShop, right?
yes. I have only bought a couple of things through the eShop. The biggest thing I bought through the eShop was Puyo Puyo Tetris because it was cheaper
Yeah.
through the eShop for some reason.
Rhyme will be
Uh,
cheaper as well there.
I Okay.
Yeah.
But for the couple of things I bought, it was a case of God. I gotta put this in again. Come on, people.
Yeah, I've been buying Amazon eShop gift cards because it's 10% off still for a bit since I moved. Have you done this? If
Ah,
you apply to the post service, as you know, working the post service, um, part of the welcome kit for me at least was linking to Amazon and 10% off all purchase like $1,000 worth of purchases for 3 months.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to you offline because I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about, and I need to
you
set
just
that up.
moved. You should have done this. Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
You know what? Yeah, I don't know. We'll be talking
We'll be
offline.
talking.
Don't you
Yeah,
worry.
we'll be talking. But that's been great. But yeah, in the 3DS, like I can't rely on that system to be powered up. It's baffling. I guess it's Street
Are
Pass probably that's doing that, or I don't know what it is.
are you are you part of the crowd that like I don't want to turn on my 3DS anymore?
Kinda,
Like
yeah.
every single game that comes out on the 3DS. I mean, I'm an SRPG, a strategy RPG fan, and the new Fire Emblem Gaiden. I'm so mad that that's not on my Switch.
I know. I am in that crowd. Like I want everything there, but there are some things. There's two games I want to do. I want to finish Xenoblade Chronicles. That needs to happen before 2 comes out, which is happening this year, Jason. And
We've got a bet. You haven't taken me up
I
on that bet,
haven't.
but I
I'm pretty
promise you, I'm
confident about that, though. I'm not. I need to figure that out, though. I'm pretty confident, though. And then the other one I want to play is Kirby Robo Fighter, because I heard that one was really great. I think those are the two big ones I haven't played on my 3DS that I want to.
well. First of all, just to throw it out there for everybody, and I'm going to make it official. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've got I've teased you with Cash Money that Xenoblade Chronicles 2
Mm-hmm.
is not going to come out in America this calendar year.
Now, I think I should take you up on this bet because the soundtrack's done. Nintendo's promoting it still. It's going to be at E3 as a big game. I think it's happening, Jason.
How many years was Zelda at E3?
That was a different situation.
Tell yourself that.
Yeah, because Zelda, like, this is like, they took all the Breath of the Wild knowledge and put it into Xenoblade. So, it's going to
Well,
be. I'm actually pretty excited about Xenoblade because the team that helped bring Zelda to life is also the team that's bringing Xenoblade to life. Like,
well, that's
there's,
good. I
yeah.
I know they've been working back and forth.
Like,
Monolith
the
Software,
engine in
right?
Breath of the Wild is from the Xenoblade folks.
Monolith.
Yeah, Monolith, yeah.
Yeah. And that's impressive because it's I know God and everybody has beaten Zelda to death, but I haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to talk about it. I won't gush too long, but boy, if that is not one of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, we had our spoiler cast that just released today, so it's like it's like an hour and 20 minutes of us chatting about it, and yeah, it's just the sense of exploration, and you just feel limitless. Like, it's just such a
Now,
great.
a lot of what it offers, I appreciate how you can solve so many things in just however you choose. However, there is one thing I've been wanting to get off my chest, so to speak,
Yeah.
and that is um, Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor already had a game that you could climb on anything.
You could climb on anything in that game?
You could climb like no tomorrow.
No, did
in
you
that
have a
game.
paraglider?
No, you didn't have a paraglider.
So how do you
However,
get down? I mean, come on.
what you
That's
did
the whole
have
greatness
was
of that.
what you did have is a spirit sharing your body that if you jump down from a super height, it basically used a bit of magic and super empowered your body to prevent you from dying. But you could also jump off of a 20-story tower and do a one-hit finishing move type of kill on an enemy underneath you in a truly,
But you
truly
don't
cinematic fashion.
have a paraglider. I like flying.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue. You didn't have a paraglider. However, all that anybody talks about is you can climb anything. Well, you can climb.
Well, it's pretty well done climbing too. I mean, it's enjoyable.
Oh yeah, it is. I've been wanting to get that off
Sure.
my chest, like needing to get that off my chest.
Okay, yeah. Any others? Let's see. If we're gonna talk spoilery stuff, we can wait till the end of the show if you want to do any of that.
Well, I haven't completed Zelda yet, so
Okay.
I'm not necessarily needing to spoil. The game as a whole, I'm loving it. I appreciate it. There's a small part of me that almost wishes that I had bought it digitally just so that I could play it anytime I wanted. But I'm still a fan of my physical copies, so yeah.
You like to taste them every now and then.
No, I have
I
not
get it.
tasted any of my Switch cartridges.
Yeah, I have not bought a single Switch cartridge. I saw one at the Best Buy, and they looked very cute. Those little boxes, they look cute, but I like everything
The
digital.
boxes,
They looked very
the
cute.
boxes are very cute.
Yeah, they were. It's a small little, pack, container there for the cartridge. Very adorable little proportions.
Um, but okay, the other game we were talking about, kind of starting to talk about before we actually went live,
Puyo
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 Tetris.
Tetris.
Yes.
Yes.
How are you finding it?
Frustrating.
How so?
Tetris is Tetris, and Tetris is good. Don't get me wrong.
The
And
Tetris is so good in this. Like I have on my PS4 a version of Tetris, and it's not enjoyable. The music's off, and it's just not right. This one, the
well,
music's like the old tunes. It's so satisfying with the HD rumble. How it when you turn that on, how it feels great when you make a connection.
well, the only other Tetris I've ever like really dove in hardcore as a byproduct of my wife is Pack Attack on the Super Nintendo, which was also on the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console, because that was basically Tetris with some of the blocks replaced with ghosts, and every once in a while you get a Pac-Man that can eat the ghosts. But so I mean, Tetris is Tetris, and the Tetris is absolutely amazing. But boy, am I having one heck of a time trying to wrap my head around this thing called Puyo Puyo.
Now you lived in Japan, Jason. Isn't that part of like living there? They like teach you how to play Puyo Puyo.
Okay, okay, I left Japan in 1989. Puyo Puyo was not a thing in 1989.
No, not a thing. When was, I'm curious when that was invented. Uh,
Um, but it's just
See, I like the Puyo Puyo. I'm just terrible at it. Like, I enjoy it, but I'm terrible at it as far as like in a versus context or like trying to get a high score. But I enjoy like what I'm doing there.
And I guess that's part of it is I don't find the game bad, but yes, I am terrible and cannot wrap
Have you
my mind around the
have you
mechanics
tried the
properly.
online?
No,
Yeah, I
I'm
got
not
killed
stupid.
so quickly online. Just like obliterated.
Okay, we're gonna go off on a tangent. You mentioned online.
Yeah.
This is an area that
It
Switch
hasn't
is
launched yet, which is
no.
free game by game
It's
basis right now.
I'm sorry. Whether it has launched yet or not, its matchmaking is garbage. The fact that the Switch, I mean, I don't think it's been fixed with a firmware update, but when it first came out, there were people having such major issues connecting, and the fix was do a complete power down recycle or a restart on your Switch, and it has an easier time connecting. This is a problem. Additionally, that dock has so much empty space inside of it, and the fact that it has one USB port inside and no Ethernet, this is no bueno.
What else are you gonna connect to it?
Well, I mean, the fact that yeah, I can't charge my pro or my I don't have a pro controller, but I do have the rechargeable grip. The fact that I couldn't charge something while using the system.
What do you
Um,
mean? You can do that.
I'm sorry, not if I want to have Ethernet.
There's two USB ports, aren't there?
No, there's
No,
one.
there's one in the back part, and there's two of them. Let me double check this.
I don't have mine physically in front of me, but
Switch dock
I was pretty certain there's
the
one.
ports. There's one USB 3 port, and there's one USB 2 port, I believe. Let's see, three USB 2 ports. Let's see. Okay,
Where are
so
they?
USB 2 ports, two USB 2.0 compatible ports on the side, one on the back. 3.0 will be added in the future, it would appear. So there's two
Hmm.
USB ports on the back side. There's
Okay, I
two or three of them. Let me pull up a picture so I can look at what they're talking about.
I guess I
Um,
wasn't paying proper attention, but I mean I haven't plugged anything into it, so it's not that big a deal. But it
oh yeah, yeah. So
principle.
there's two in the front-facing part where you're able to just access it, and then there's one in the back in the hidden part. So that's where you'd put your Ethernet probably. And then in the front, you could be charging a Pro controller and that grip thing, or other whatever you can plug in the USB. So there's plenty of them.
Well, I apologize and I stand corrected. That having been said, I still don't see a reason that there wasn't a fracking Ethernet port.
Uh, okay, you say that, but I feel like the Slim PS4 Slim
Nope,
does
you're wrong.
not have an Ethernet port.
You're wrong.
Does it? I thought they got rid of optical, right? Is that what they got rid of?
Yes, optical audio.
Okay, gotcha. They got rid of something that I was angry about.
And as somebody who, having recently bought a house, and I spent time crawling through my attic and drilling holes in my walls to be able to run wires for faster connections and just nicer things, I want an Ethernet port.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's probably a cost thing, right? I mean, and the port's smaller. I don't know. The USB adapter is really not a.
Okay,
Yeah.
how many things are we going to give them a pass on for it was because of cost? There is a faster NVIDIA Tegra chip out. I get it. They didn't go with that chip because of
Probably
cost.
power constraints too, right?
No, the newer Tegra chip is faster and has the same power efficiency,
Okay.
if not better, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Um, so okay, we didn't have an Ethernet port because of cost. Again, how many things do they get to take out of the system, quote,
Did
because
the
of
did the
cost?
Wii U have Ethernet? I'm trying to remember. Did it? I thought you needed an
No, no.
adapter there too, right?
Yeah, you needed the adapter there
Has
as
they have
well.
they ever used an Ethernet adapter like the Wii? Like, no, right?
It's been the same adapter since the Wii, but that's a
Yeah,
problem.
I agree, but yeah, it's just not something they do. Definitely. Um, have you played the campaign mode of Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Yes, I have, and I am currently stuck on a level that I cannot beat, and it's pissing me off.
Now, so if you get stuck, you can just keep playing it, and eventually it'll say, what's it say? Like, it basically lets you skip it.
Okay, I
So
haven't
if you
gotten
play
there
it
yet. I
three
don't
or
know what I'm
four
doing wrong.
times, failing every time in a row without backing out, it'll say it'll give you another option that lets you skip over it, and you get 0 stars, and you just can move on. I've done this before because I've also gotten stuck.
I know I've failed more than 3 times in a row. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or I
You may have
figured it
not
out.
noticed the option. It doesn't. It's not clear that it skips. It does though. There is a mode for that.
Okay, but other than that, again, principally, I enjoy the game. I just wish I could understand Puyo Puyo more.
Yeah, I also love that you can just hop right into Tetris, Puyo Puyo from the menu and Fusion. That's pretty great how that works. Um, and there's a lot of different modes. Like it's pretty well done for that. Yeah.
Um, Other than that, okay, so we've mentioned like the three biggest games I feel for the
What do
Switch right
you
now.
have so far for the Switch? I'll go through my lineup in a second.
Okay, besides the three of those, the only other two games I have a Neo Geo Arcade Classic. I got Front Mission, which I'm actually a little upset that I bought because it's a bullet hell style shooter, but it's not one that I'm enjoying. And I used to like the bullet hell
Mm,
shoot 'em ups,
yeah.
but I'm not generally enjoying this one. And then the other quote big game that I got is Has Been Heroes.
That I want to hear is frustrating. Are you having frustrations with it? It's
I
hard,
did the
right?
first I did the first couple of times I played it, and then a little bit more of the mechanics just clicked for me, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
enjoying the game. But I
Good.
like roguelikes, I like strategy games. It's scratching a very peculiar and very niche-ish itch for me.
Yeah. Okay. So Zelda, Puyo Puyo, Neo Geo game, and then Has Been Heroes. Those are the four.
And Mario Kart.
And Mario Kart. Okay, cool. So my
Yeah.
collection, it's embarrassingly long. I've got World of Goo, which I love all of the interaction methods that game
Oh,
works with. It works
okay. For
with point controls, pure touchscreen is a standalone tablet game. It's done really well.
For the record, the biggest reason I didn't get World of Goo is because I played it on the Wii. I loved that game, and I actually have it on a Mac in my house. I love the game. It was a great game. I'm glad more people are getting to enjoy it.
Yeah, great version. Like all the control methods, I think I could probably play with it plugged into just with the Joy Cons attached to the system too. But the touchscreen is really cool. Like you can play the entire game as if it's like an iPad in your hand, which is kind of it's interesting because it's a change of pace. So I got Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, which I know you don't like the Shovel Knights. Fast RMX. I've got a Just Dance demo from Europe because Europe got a demo. I've not played the demo yet. I just thought, why not? I got The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Got my Lego City Undercover. Enjoying that again.
I also have that on my Wii U, so yeah.
I do. It is nice. Like that one didn't have off-screen TV play in the Wii U, so I'm finally gonna be able to like find all the pieces I was not gonna put in time to for my Wii U.
It's a very cute, very great humor game. I mean, I'm glad it's getting new legs.
Yeah, it is, and the other platforms get it too. I got Blaster Master Zero, which I just got that free DLC to play that in a different way.
Okay, I played Blaster Master back in the day, and it was not a game I enjoyed, and it's a game I still don't enjoy.
It's one of my least played games, I will say that. I'm curious if this DLC will make me like it more. Kind of curious, yeah. Snake Pass. I have the Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition, which just launched on Friday. I've started building my ceiling to the world, as I like to do.
I very much enjoyed Minecraft when I bought, and I use that term loosely, Minecraft before it was officially released on my Mac. And I mean, the game has changed so much since then. It was a lot more fun. I hate to sound hipster. It was a lot more fun before God and everybody was playing, and all they want to do now is, the survive or the battle mode. And when it was difficult to survive.
Yeah, I turn on the easy peaceful mode. I don't turn on creative.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't turn on creative, but I don't want to die. Like I'm good. I just want to build.
No, I remember because when I started playing 100 years ago, I wasn't paying attention. And back then, it was before they even had chickens in the game. And when you killed zombies dropped feathers for some reason.
Huh.
But I didn't know it was a feather because I never hovered over the icon, and I thought the feather was a knife. So I remember wielding feathers, trying to kill other people in the game or other monsters in the game, and going, man, this game is brutal.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I never had this on. I didn't get the Wii U version, so the Nintendo Land has been fun to just walk around and experience.
I do appreciate that that's free.
Yeah, there's a lot of DLC for that game though. You can buy all the texture packs. I wish that stuff was just baked in.
I'm curious. I know that Minecraft / I don't know, Microsoft Minecraft, whomever, announced there's about to be a for want of a better term, Minecraft store. I'm curious if Nintendo is going to get the fruits of that store.
I mean, there's all sorts of texture packs you can buy as DLC. I'm not sure if it's different.
No. Fan created mod store.
No, I don't know. That'd be curious if they do or not. Were you ever on that server on the Xbox where it was a couple of us? No. Okay. Yeah, I got this on the Xbox, and I put a lot of time into it there.
For the most part, I am this is PC master race with my Minecraft. I prefer it on a computer as opposed to a console. My kids, on the other hand, play it wherever.
Yeah, I never got on Wii U, but the take it anywhere you go kind of nature of this, like, I could just put a couple minutes into it randomly on airplanes and random places I'm traveling.
Yeah,
or on the couch.
Again, that is, and I.
That's why I bought it. Like, it's the portable version, not the TV version that I'm really playing it for.
Yeah, can't highlight enough how big a deal it is.
Yeah, and there's local multiplayer, which is cool.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I've got the NBA Playgrounds, which I'm enjoying now. At the very beginning, I was not a fan, but now that I've put some more time into it and understand mechanics more, I'm really loving. and Puyo Puyo Tetris. So that's my lineup.
Oh, that's nowhere near as bad as you made it seem.
I mean, I have most of the
You don't have
games available.
well, you don't have any of the Neo Geo arcade
I
classics.
don't. That would be a big rabbit hole to go down.
Well, a lot of them are games that I like. I'm a big fan of the King of Fighters series. I remember playing the World Fighters arcade game. I don't remember if I think there's a Samurai Showdown, which I'm a fan of. The biggest reason I haven't gone down that rabbit hole is because there's not a controller I can think of that I would want to play those games with, which is
Hmm.
one of the reasons I got the Bullet Hell Shmup that I got. But I'm just disappointed it's not one of the better Bullet Hell games out there. So if
Yeah. Very curious.
depending on what they release, I may end up getting another one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm liking being able to just hop in and out of games. Like I can just jump between game to game. It's been phenomenal from that angle. Um, yeah. Were you ever in the NBA Jam as a thing?
I was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I am not a general sports fan guy right now.
Okay.
That I am borderline interested in trying, but that is about the extent of that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad it's $20. Like that's the right price for that game. You know, it's low enough to be like, okay, that's something I can justify there. Um, I am curious how NBA 2K will fare with this one. If people will get their basketball filled, they're very different styles. So I think some people may end up just getting
They
both.
are. Well, and yeah, that's just it. Is if you're interested in the NBA 2K series, the NBA Street is not doing it for you.
No.
It's a fun little distraction, which is why, again, as you pointed out, it's a good thing it's priced at $20. But if you're a NBA sports game fan, it's not what you want. So I am curious. I do want to see the performance of a real title like that on the Switch because that's one of the first. That and FIFA are two of the biggest games coming to Switch right now
From a
that are
cross-platform
supposed to be.
solution
Yes,
perspective, I mean, yeah.
and I want to see how they do because it could set the pace for the entire Switch
Yeah, if they
lifespan.
hit well, we'll get more. I'm
Yeah,
planning on getting probably FIFA. I'll probably get both of them because, like, I want a real
I wish
basketball game on it. I want FIFA. I don't know.
I wish I could say the same just for the whole sake of supporting the system, but I've reached the point that no, even for supporting the system, I can't buy games that I don't think I'll play much.
Because I think I'll play them. And I do have like a weekly game night with a friend now, and we play sports games. So right now we've been playing them on Xbox, but if more and more of them are hitting Switch, we can play them there.
Yeah, well,
So
good luck. I hope I assume the friend has a Switch as well.
no, mainly Xbox guy.
I was about to say, are you going to buy him a Switch just to make that happen?
You don't need to on the TV there. Uh,
Oh, you
so
mean not internet, like a real human live
yeah, in
friend.
person, yeah, local co-op.
My bad.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so how's the Switch been? You've moved. Like, has it been like super awesome in that context of like your life's kind of shuffling around and like you?
Even more than moving, my job has me traveling a lot right now, and how easy the Switch is to move from point A to point B, location to location, the same game on the go. And like, not every hotel will let you hook into their HDMI. Sometimes they
No,
have TVs with this weird HDMI lockdown. Um, and it's so nice to have the Switch because of that. That having been
totally.
said, I have a small and a guilty admission to make. Are you ready?
What's that?
I've never plugged my Switch into a big screen.
Whoa! So you haven't seen Zelda in its vast glory on the bigger screen.
No, I have not seen
Is that because
Zelda
your
in a big
TV's
screen.
still not hooked up, or
Oh no, I've got TVs in multiple rooms of my house hooked up. It's just a case of it's just so darn easy to play on the go.
I mean, it's great on the go. but it's also like, so even if you're not going to do that often, it is the most convenient way to charge it for me. I'd rather do that than like finding the power brick and plugging in like that. I'd rather just say, here's the dock link, put there, and it'll be good. And if I want to play on the TV, it's there too. You know.
Honestly, I am considering buying an extra power cable because of that. Because honestly, most of the time my power cable is just loose as opposed to connected to my dock, just so I can charge it wherever I am slash want to go.
So you have you have the dock.
hmm
It's set up. Just no HDMI plugged into the dock.
Actually, a lot of the time the AC adapter isn't even plugged into the dock.
What's the dock doing?
Just kind of sitting there.
Just to hold it.
Yeah, I'll charge. Well, I'll charge my Switch on my nightstand type of thing.
Okay. I'm just curious because like you still play games on the TV occasionally, right? Or no? You done
No,
with
no
TV?
Switch games.
When?
Uh,
Like, why not? I'm just so baffled. Like, you get your fill, and then you have other games and the TVs for the other games, kind of.
Yeah, honestly, I'm still a huge Overwatch fan, and most of the time, if I'm on a big screen, I'm probably playing Overwatch. With the move in my job, my big screen gaming has reduced a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That my Switch is my portable gaming slash my not sitting down, having a lot of time to game.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I do, yeah, I'm still trying to get what Overwatch time in that I can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm slowly making it's a hard balancing act right now because I'm trying to finish Last Guardian. I'm not sure if I will in time because I'm shutting down my GameFly account pretty soon. It's been a great game, but very time consuming.
Why are you shutting it down?
I got a free dollar a month, so or I got a dollar account for a month, and I just want to not be paying for the service after that.
Yeah, $10 a month is so
It's like
ridiculous.
20.
You're ridiculous,
It's like
Tim.
20.
You are
I'd
so
rather
cheap.
just buy the games I want at that point.
I actually am contemplating getting a GameFly account just because I like to play a lot of games and I may stop buying games.
I was very disappointed when I started the account. 1-2 Switch was not readily available, and now it's very easy to rent there, and it's like too late for me to get it in the time span. So
You could rent it, you could have it for one more month.
that I'd be paying $20 for 1-2 Switch basically to rent it.
You are so cheap.
I'd rather buy it. I'd rather own it. I'm convinced, Jason, when the Switch rewards come out for the terrible My Nintendo, the 30% off code will be for 1-2 Switch. That'll be one of the 30% off codes. Because it's going to be first party stuff they're doing. In 1-2 Switch, I think they probably want to push more units of, and that'd be a way to do it.
I can tell you that, boy, you want to talk about where Nintendo is failing.
Their rewards program. But to be fair, Xbox, PlayStation, what's their. Do they have a better situation?
Okay, their rewards program in general and or their online in general. As for PlayStation, I have an Xbox One, but hell, I actually don't even know the last time that was turned
Every
on
time
right
I
now.
turn it on, there's an update. And I turn it on every
Yeah.
week or two.
But you know what PlayStation has that Nintendo doesn't? They have flash sales
Oh, they
left,
do.
right,
I
and
agree.
center.
They're better with that.
Um, they do have for people who want the credit card lots of discounts and extra cash back on that. Things that Nintendo just doesn't have. And the PlayStation Plus free games every month. It is a night and day difference.
I agree.
And
But that's not a rewards program. That's a robust
okay,
online store and stuff, you know.
okay,
It's
but that's just it.
various.
Is the rewards program as it stands with Nintendo is such a joke that
Oh, I agree.
it may as well not even be part of the conversation.
Yeah, Club Nintendo was so great. And then they discontinued it. It's so sad.
Yeah, I found a drawer full of Club Nintendo reward redemption things that I never cashed in,
Aww.
waiting to see if something big came out that I was interested in.
Yeah. There was some good stuff on there. I liked what
Um,
ended up getting.
but yeah, so the current quote rewards program is so laughable, it's non-existent. Their online
Mhm.
is unacceptable.
Well,
Um,
yeah, it's unacceptable. But again, so they got the Switch out as fast as they possibly could. And as a result, they're not launching their online officially until this fall, and hopefully at E3 they'll announce some really good stuff that we're excited
and
about.
and that's just it. We're less than 6 months away from the full official launch. The system has been out for 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. We've heard nothing about Virtual Console. We've heard nothing about online. The
Yeah, I think
only
they're
thing
saving
we've
that for
heard
E3.
is the only thing we've heard is so disappointing. It makes me want to cry. And that's you'll get one Virtual Console title per month, and when the month is over, you don't have the game anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they announce at E3. I'm sure they're listening to feedback. It's also
I'm
20.
sure they're not.
Well, yeah, it's also going to be $20 instead of 50 or 60.
That's not confirmed. That was
Again,
they
so
said
I'm
they
just
want.
saying, don't go off the racket until Nintendo announces what it actually is.
But you know what? As what I've currently seen, even if it's or what we've currently heard, even if it's one game a month, and that's what you need to play online. Well, a lot of the big online multiplayer games that I might be interested in probably aren't coming to the Switch. I don't want to pay to rent Virtual Console titles, and their infrastructure has been so laughable for so long. I'm not going to pay them $20 a year, not for what they're offering.
And that's your choice. And no.
Um, and then the other biggest failing
And
about the
they're
Switch.
like slowly like building a library of great online titles. Like so, you got Mario Kart, Arms is gonna be really solid. I think Splatoon. Like they're releasing a steady stream of games, and a lot of them have some really compelling online components to them.
I mean, I could of course counter by saying, yeah, Mario Kart, I believe, is a game better played in person, local co-op with
Agreed.
my
Not everyone
family.
is able
Um,
to though. Not everyone has
right.
kids and all that stuff. Yeah.
Uh, and Arms is an unknown, therefore it's hard to bank on. And Splatoon, while it did amazing on the Wii U, I'm interested to see how well it does on the Switch. But moral of the story is, for example, I 100%, and I mean this, I would probably put up with poor online matchmaking if they could port a game, pay for, port a game like my current favorite Overwatch to the system. But we're not getting those games. And until we do, until there is a game that is part of the zeitgeist that everybody is playing on that system, what you're currently offering me is not worthwhile.
Okay. I mean, Splatoon could be that. I mean, it had a huge for the Wii U size. It was such a ginormous hit, and with the Switch being a successful platform, people loving the hardware and the experience, I think the momentum's there, and I think we're gonna start to get like EA just like announced they're like, oh crap, this is successful. We're sorry, we're gonna put some more stuff here because we want to be there now. Like I think there's momentum, and I think this conversation will be different in a year or two.
I hope so. I'd love to talk to you again in a year and say, boy, was I wrong. Now, mind you, even if I'm not wrong and there aren't online games, I'm excited for Project Octopath Traveler. I'm excited for pretty much anything Squeenix or Atlas or NIS launches on the
And you
system because
play
those.
mostly portably, which single player like on the go games is actually more what you're looking for. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean
Kind
these
of
these epic single player RPGs like Disgaea 5 Complete. Is it 5 or 4?
five.
5. Okay, yeah. Disgaea 5 Complete. I can't wait to throw down on that. I love the Disgaea series.
And I'm sure
Project
Xenoblade
Octopath.
will be up your alley, right?
It will.
Yeah.
Whenever Fire Emblem officially comes out for it, whenever Fire Emblem Heroes comes out for it, whenever Dragon Quest Warriors Heroes
Yeah, I
or
think Fire
Dragon.
Emblem hits by May of next year is what I'm by May. It'll be like a March game is my guess.
And so that's just it. Is understand there are plenty of games that I know I'm going to be ecstatic to have on my Wii U. That
Yeah.
doesn't excuse how poor their online is. That doesn't excuse the fact that friend codes still exist.
Do you remember I mean, do you remember how rough the Xbox One was at launch? Like the
I
experience of that?
I don't know. Everybody had a different one. I personally didn't have a horrible experience
No?
with it.
Okay.
again, and let's just say this: I don't play a lot of online, um, but I can still look at something and go, that online is unacceptable. And as opposed to Xbox or, I'm sorry, Microsoft or Sony, who has shown through their history that they will get it together. Nintendo has never had something where they've shown they would get their online infrastructure together.
Yeah, I mean, it sound okay. Yeah, they haven't historically, right? But sounds like they're finally trying to look at it and take a stab at it for the first time.
Really? How's that iPhone app coming where you can't chat on the fracking system? I could talk to people. I could
I'm
talk to people on my
so the
PlayStation 2.
best explanation I've heard is processor and battery life concerns about doing it all on the system. That they're using
And
every CPU cycle for games, and that and the Xbox I know was weeding out a lot of stuff because the Xbox weren't performing as well. Like the side snap thing they had to take out because the games weren't
okay,
performing. I think Nintendo's that's
let's
why is their rationale.
let's do a let's do a weird comparison. Tim, do you know where we're having this hangout from?
You have a phone.
I'm on my iPad Mini,
I'm
which
also
has
thinking also maybe the band. They're probably also considering band. I don't know. Most people on Wi-Fi bandwidth limitations of doing both the audio and the game. The online multiplayer. Like it's less
Tim.
band. It's less bandwidth to take up.
We're streaming a high definition audio video call on an iPad Mini, which is thinner, slightly larger in other dimensions, but still thinner than the Switch. And
Yeah.
I can do other things on this system simultaneously. And in the hour plus we've been on this call, I've dropped less than 15% of my
That's
battery
all
life.
true. I would say game latency needs to be a lot better than video chat. Like you won't notice a delay if as much, right?
Okay, I can understand there are some trade-offs, but that is one that I'm not sure is a viable excuse based off of actual real world technology, not what they're going to sell us.
Yeah, and they
The
may update
only
the OS. I mean, they may have to update the OS and find some way to fit it in there where the games aren't compromised. Like, so
More
yeah, it's
importantly,
early phases. This is a brand new platform for them.
not and I'm sorry, not more importantly, the only thing I've heard about the chat app or the separate app that's going to be on iOS and Android for chatting, the only thing I've heard speculated that could actually make it semi worthwhile is the possibility of how easily you might be able to reach out to Nintendo support from within that app.
Sure.
That is
Um,
the only thing I've heard about that makes me go, okay,
I'd be
that's
very
cool.
excited if they figure out a way to have your game audio within that app because my AirPods and all the
Thank
headsets
you.
are within that. So if they find a way to do that, I'll be blown away. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm not
I'll be blown
expecting
away
it.
because
Yeah.
I'll be blown away because you mentioned the latency issue, but that's kind of the point is okay, so now you want to stream audio from the Switch to my device with no
No, it wouldn't
latency.
be that, right? If you're connecting to the online server, the server would have a way of knowing where you are in the game. And yeah, I don't know.
That's
It's
worse
like,
latency.
yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't be that. Yeah, I don't know. If they figure it out, I'd be curious. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your. So I was most surprised when I got the Switch how much I've been playing in the tabletop mode or sometimes belly top mode as I'm laying in bed with the Switch on its little case and stand on my belly and just my
Oh,
hands
thanks for that
out.
visual. Thanks for
I
that
got my
visual.
shirt on. I got my shirt on. You have my shirt on, but yeah, just like the tabletop mode is very compelling. Like we had a glimpse of this with the Wii U and the Wii Virtual Console, or the Wii Virtual Console, where you could play on the gamepad with the Wii controller. I'm not sure if you remember that.
Yeah.
And then sits
Oh,
around.
I do.
So yeah, we had that as like a beta of what this is, and this is actually usable in a way that's really enjoyable.
I've
It,
used it. I've used it extraordinarily rarely.
mm-hmm.
The biggest time that I've used it though is I went out to eat with the family the other night, and because I don't like my children being loud and unruly in a restaurant like other
Yeah.
parents let their kids be, I decided to bring my Switch and I set it up on tabletop mode for them, and they had some Mario Kart battling on Switch tabletop mode
Oh, cool.
at a restaurant.
Very cool.
And the waitress was like blown away by what she saw.
Um, does your case doesn't have a stand built into it, or does it?
No, I am tempted to get that. They have a folding stand case cover
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. Like a smart cover type thing, almost.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Very much like the Apple Smart Cover.
Yeah, I definitely
am
wouldn't
tempted
use. I wouldn't use tabletop like I am if I didn't have this Nintendo case that had a stand built into it. Um, but it's so much more for me comfortable. To just weight wise, to just have the light Joy Cons and the screen separate. And it feels a little
Yes,
like
yeah,
like more like a home console that way rather than like the handheld. It's like.
And I mean, I have no problem with handhelds. I loved my 3DS. I love my Vita. I mean, I enjoy the handheld consoles like that, and I think that essentially the home and portable nature of the Switch, it really is everything I'm looking for in a system. I just needed to get that support.
Yeah, and I think I think Nintendo's energized and will be making some updates. So yeah,
I'm just
time will
worried.
tell. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And then
it's also telling how I've heard it being like people that were not in some tech podcasts, people that did not particularly like play Nintendo have been
hmm
getting Switches because of all the good things they've heard about it. So I'm
Yeah.
curious how big sales will be and how many new customers they'll be having. And I think the overall experience of this portable home console is allowing people to look past the shortcomings, as there are many shortcomings of it.
I hope so. Speaking of shortcomings, the last big one, it is a big deal to me.
What's that?
It is a multifunction or a multifaceted big deal that starts with no internet browser,
No Netflix.
no no Netflix, no any other video service. And I say that because I mentioned I've been traveling a lot. I have
Yeah.
been in more than one hotel that the Switch would not connect to because I had to have an internet browser to say okay.
Don't they? I could have sworn if you connect
Not
to that
every
Wi-Fi, they have that mode enabled. No?
not every it varies by the hotel, and I've been in a lot of
Like
hotels
some will,
lately.
it'll pop up the website version on the Switch. Is what I've heard. That's not the case.
Some will, some won't.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
will, some won't.
Yeah. I think at launch they just wanted to like have it focus on games. It definitely, I think, needs Netflix and stuff. I also think maybe they overcorrected from. Do you remember the Wii U TV and it being a TV remote and all the video stuff? It could be an overcorrection from that, and they'll get some feedback about needing Netflix. And
I don't need 1080p Netflix. Give me 720p portable Netflix on the go, and give me the ability to put my own media content on an SD card and watch it on the go. Give me something.
Yeah, it definitely needs Netflix. Like the 3DS has Netflix, and it bothers me. I wish the
And Hulu.
3DS had 3D movies. Like why
Yeah.
Nintendo never did that deal with Netflix is beyond me. Because that would have actually made some great use of the 3DS screen.
Yeah, especially considering when they announced the 3DS, they had it attached to a bunch of models at E3, and some of those models were walking around with 3DSs showing How to Train Your Dragon and Rise of the Guardian, or not Rise of the
Yeah.
Guardians, the Guardian, some Forest Owl Guardian movie
Okay,
in
yeah,
3D.
the Owl Guardian movie. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I've tried to like figure out how to like load Avatar onto my 3DS, but you have to
It's
do
not
it
worth
within
it.
5 minutes. You have to do 5 minute segments. I think there's like a limitation.
Yeah,
It's so yeah, they don't get the
it's,
stuff right that often, but they've had Netflix since the Wii. The Wii U launched
which
with
goes,
it.
but
Um, yeah,
no, it didn't.
the Wii had it.
But it didn't. The Wii U did not launch
I
with
thought it
Netflix.
did, didn't it? It's definitely
Relatively certain it did not.
no. Okay, but yeah, it's been on all of the systems recently.
But again, it's not on the Switch. And again, the 3DS has both Netflix and Hulu.
And maybe all these excited Switch owners are giving feedback to Netflix to bring it there. I don't know.
Because I would. I mean, I would enjoy. It would replace my tablet. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't replace mine because I have a big giant iPad that movies are more enjoyable on this huge giant screen with the better speakers. But it'd be nice to be able to do it there too. Like, uh, also, I really love that this thing is USB C and that the Pro controller is USB C. It's such a nice quality of life thing that I don't need a custom cable for this thing, and that I can use. I have a MacBook One charger that I use to charge the Switch on the go, and yeah, it's great. And
Yeah. I. It was there. I appreciate that because there are a lot of. I have like power strips that have USB built into them. That's nice for.
yeah, and I
So
have a
yeah, I
USB
definitely
C
appreciate that.
battery. This battery, it charges it works just as well as the AC adapter that comes with the Nintendo Switch. So I'm not. It's not just maintaining a charge, but it actually charges it while you're playing. So I can be going on a cross continental plane ride and have a full time with Switch and have no battery concerns. It's phenomenal. Um,
Yeah.
like the USB C chargers are great because I think if it was regular, if it was this custom cable and it was some just and it plugged into generic USB, the power output of that would not be strong enough to keep up as you can with that USB C because the USB C ports let you push out more data power.
Absolutely, and it was. Uh, I'm glad they didn't. They learned from Sony's mistake with their proprietary everything.
And the Wii U had different chargers for the gamepad and their Pro controller, right?
Well, yeah, but their Pro controller was a standard format.
Yeah, but it was still baffling. So you had that charger, you had that charger, and then the Wii controllers were just double A's. There was no, yeah. So on one console, you had three different chargers for the power sources for the
Yeah, but let's
controllers.
let's be honest. Remember that Pro controller lasted so long, you might charge it once a month.
Yeah, it was pretty great. The new one's pretty great too. I've only had to charge it twice, I think. Um, yeah, the Pro controller on the Switch, it still beats out the Xbox One and the PS4 for battery life by a lot, which is good.
So I guess we've talked about games, pros, cons, the system as a whole. If you had to, 2, 3 months ago, when did the system launch? I don't even remember when it launched. But anyways, if right now you had to give this
March?
system a,
Is it
was it
March?
March
End of
19th?
March? No, middle of March. It was earlier than we expected, right?
It was March 19th or 13th, one of those two.
Yeah.
So we're approaching 2 months. 2 months in, if you had to give the system a grade, what would you give it?
I'm more impressed. So from a game library and software availability, what games are available. I'm more impressed than I thought I'd be at this point. There's more games and more stuff to do on it than I would have anticipated. So from that angle, like at 8.5 or 9.
Oh,
Um,
see, I was
like
going to go with the letter. Okay.
okay, I'd give it an A for like the amount of games to play and the variety of games, and there being big games like Lego City, like Minecraft, and we got NBA Playgrounds, which is kind of an unknown thing that just hit. Mario Kart's all this. So there's a lot of meaty stuff to dig into, and some smaller experiences like Poi Poi Tetris, and so the diversity of what's available and the roadmaps looking good too. And so from that angle, an A. From the amount of feature updates we've received, a C. Like we haven't gotten new features, nothing like that. It launched really fast and really stable and really responsive. Like it launched in a really good state as far as it's nowhere near what the,
Everything but the eShop. The
yeah, like
eShop
the
was
eShop needs some
pretty.
work, and the eShop's been getting some updates. Like you now see all games available finally, and there's bestsellers and stuff. So the eShop needs some work. Um, but as far as the overall system, it's very responsive. I like the little all software thing at the end when we have more games. And the battery life's been a lot better than I thought it would be leading up to launch. That's been great. So everything except like that's probably probably a B plus average is my guess for me. Like the only thing I'm just disappointed in is the the slowness of feature updates to the OS and like them adding new features to it.
Okay.
What's you?
Um, I don't have quite the breakdown that you do.
Okay, so I feel there
So
are
I guess
different like components that make a good
yeah.
system, right?
Okay. Well then, trying to break it down. The hardware in and of itself, I'm going to give it a B plus. I'm going to give it a B
Mhm.
plus because, like I said, um, the dock, I'm going to take points away for the lack of an Ethernet on the dock. I'm going to take
Mhm.
points away because of the
You want a glass screen too,
Wi-Fi.
I'm sure, right?
No, actually, I'm fine with the
Yeah.
plastic screen.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to take points away from the lack of the Wi-Fi reliability there and connectivity. And
Have
I'm
you
going to
been hit by
take,
that personally, or is that just? I mean, I have not personally. I wasn't sure if you had either.
as somebody who doesn't play online over much, the only thing I've used my Wi-Fi for is downloading games, and it doesn't matter what system I'm on. When I start something to download, I don't plan on playing it that same night.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm going to take points away principally, not because of what I've
Okay.
experienced.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Um, and then also, again,
The
on the
left
hardware, I'm
Joy-Con
going to
issue.
take
Have you hit that at all?
nope. But I will say that issue had me so scared to buy another set of Joy Cons because I didn't want to buy
They
Joy
have been
Cons.
responsive, I hear, if of fixing it for free.
And it's obvious there's a problem when they're offering to fix it for
Yeah.
free.
And I've been tempted to
And then
call them just to
lastly,
have them fix it since I have an extra set of Joy-Cons. I could actually do that.
yeah, not say you have an issue, just ask them to fix it. Principally, I actually think I might do
I've
that
ran
same
into it
thing.
once early on, not recently.
But then lastly, I'm going to take points away for the fact that in true Nintendo fashion, they took a step back from what they could do hardware-wise. The last gen Tegra, the notable internal memory, 32 gigs.
I
Come
so
on,
wish that was 64. I am
even 64 is marginally
I am
enough. So
I'm so glad though it's not like 3DS where
yeah,
at least this one you have internal plus a card. 3DS
yeah.
it's just the card. That's such a big improvement as far as
So
the little steps,
again,
but yeah.
but
Yeah.
but the portability, the ease of use, the how great it is, the screen looks nice. I'll give it a B plus on just hardware.
Mhm.
Games, I'm going to give it a B minus.
Okay.
And if Zelda Breath of the Wild was not a game, it might be a D. That game in and of itself is so amazing. It has brought it from a D to a B minus.
Now,
Uh,
so they've been having like a steady stream of games, both indie, some mid tier ones. Like the stream's been like once a week. There's something reasonably interesting that's hitting. Is it just not the games that you're into? Kind of is that why?
once a week there is a game hitting. I'm not saying that they're reasonable offerings. The number of
Because I.
ports between
Mhm.
all of the stuff from the makers of World of Goo, uh, uh, Little Inferno, and Human Resource Machine. Those are all ports. Mario
Yeah.
Kart 8 Deluxe is marginally more than a port. The arcade classics, I feel like if Virtual Console is something they would have fracking launched, would not be worthwhile. That no, there are offerings, but there's nothing amazing.
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
there's not much that's amazing.
so like I've heard Greg Miller say before, like PSN's got some issues with them just flooding the store with too much
They do.
bad stuff.
Shiza.
Yeah,
Shiza.
Shizer, yeah. And like this is kind of I feel what if Greg was running the store, like what his approach would be: have
Except
one solid indie
except
release every week, and once
except
a
Vroom.
month have a big AAA release. Like so, first month we had Zelda, we had the Lego City, we have Minecraft, Mario Kart. Like they're at least once a month there's a big release I feel, and every 6 weeks a big Nintendo release.
Except Vroom in the Night Sky is a game that
There is
exists.
some really crappy games. Yes, there's Room and there's
Look,
another one.
if
Yeah.
if if every single game, if there were no crappy games, I could accept that. I could accept catering. But the moment you let not even something marginally, but something monumentally, exceptionally crappy, the moment you let that game onto your system, you lost.
Yeah, they've been doing a pretty good job with not having that be an issue. But Yeah, Vroom's pretty bad.
So, so again, for the software, and again, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I like Mario Kart 8, the little bit of additional content. Essentially, if it weren't for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, their games, I'd probably give them a D, but it is so great, and the other bits of drips and
It's got
drabs
to
that
be
they've
like the
got,
best launch game on a system since what, Mario
Super
64?
Mario 64, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Um, it is the last, or the Mario 64 is the last must-have launch title before this.
yeah.
Um, so games and software B minus, the hardware a B plus, and oddly, after the two things I just said, overall, I'm going to give it a C or a C plus because the
Yeah.
things that it's missing that don't fall into those categories, the Netflix, the Hulu, the internet browser, the and then adding in the problems with the slower processor, the no storage, the overall lack of catalog, which could easily be resolved with its sales numbers and its attach rates. And again, that's why I want NBA 2K to do amazing. That's why I want FIFA to do amazing, is because if you start getting some absolutely phenomenal attach rates, just like the Wii, you're going to see people make games for that system that you never would have thought they would have made.
Yeah, I
But
feel
but
most third parties got so burned by the Wii U that they just like
they
said,
did.
"Screw it, we're not going to do it
Well,
until you're
it's
successful."
not just the Wii U, the Wii. They ported games just because, well, the audience, it's such a large um, player base that, even if we sell a fraction, but until that changes, I can't give them credit for what could happen. I have to look at what is happening.
Sure.
That as a whole, the system gets a C or a C plus for me.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's see.
And I'm happy. I'm personally, the things I'm complaining about, I have things that play Netflix. I'm not happy it doesn't, but I have things that play Netflix. I don't play online, so just because it can't connect online, I don't care over much.
Yeah.
But I have to acknowledge that. I like the only game I've played that I don't like was just a bad choice on my part. I
Yeah.
like the system. I like the games, but being objective, it's a C or a C plus.
Okay. Interesting. Is this the first mobile system to have like Rumble? Like, did anything else have Rumble in the past?
Not without it being built into the cartridge. I don't remember if it was Pokemon Pinball or Metroid Pinball on the Game Boy Advance had Rumble built into it. Um, Nothing on the PSP or the Vita has. There have been minor games that have had Rumble built into a cartridge type of thing, but that's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. And it's like the Rumble's so it's so good.
It's
Like
interesting, yes.
it is the Xbox One when it came out, it promoted its like better Rumble, but I feel this blows it out of the water. Um, like the I love in Mario Kart 8 when you're starting that it like taps you and then you're going, and the HD Rumble if done well is done really well, or can be really well. I mean, I do want like a little hard shell just for Joy Cons that I can just pop this into hard shells. So if I'm traveling with a bunch of Joy Cons, the buttons aren't smashing. That'd be nice if someone made that. Just saying.
I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy with the Joy-Cons, so I'm not going to complain too much. And I think that the Joy-Cons will be even better when Virtual Console actually launches. But yeah,
What color would you most want for your Joy Cons if they could release a color?
honestly, there's no color in and of itself right now that's screaming to me.
Mm-hmm.
If they release a set of gold Joy-Cons, just Zelda, and I have the gold
Yes.
Wiimote and everything. Uh, and of course, I'm as a 32-year-old grown adult, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. So if they release special edition, I guess I'm more interested in special edition Joy Cons that they come out with. Be they a
Mm-hmm.
set of gold ones for Zelda or some Pokemon ones, or I have the Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Toad,
Mm-hmm.
Bowser, and Yoshi Wiimotes. I'd get sets of them if they had them as Joy Cons.
Yeah. What game are you most looking forward to this year? What's been announced that you're most excited about?
Well, Project Octopath Traveler doesn't have a release date, but as a huge Squeenix fan, I'm willing to that kind of gets some serious bumps on the path for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not considering Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as a contender because I do have a bet, and I mean it, that's not coming out this calendar year. If
Nintendo
not,
it would tell you
it,
wrong. Nintendo would say it's coming this year
no,
at E3.
Nintendo would say, but their track record would show that it's not.
Okay,
Um,
okay. So if that was coming this year, that'd be your number one, maybe.
It could be. I'm a huge fan of the Musou games, so
Mm-hmm.
the Dragon Quest Heroes and the Fire Emblem Heroes, though that's going to be next year. Those are big contenders for me.
I want
I
Mario
mean,
Heroes.
no. However, Super Mario Odyssey, I mean, I guess I don't think I have a single one that, man, that's what I need. But there are multiple games coming out for the system. The Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, which is already
Mm-hmm.
available in Japan, so as soon as that comes out here, Super Mario Odyssey, Disgaea 5, Project Octopath, God, that name keeps defeating me, Project Octopath Traveler, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Fire Emblem Heroes. Not
Yeah,
all this year, but those 6 games, those are guaranteed purchases for me.
yeah. Now, we forgot to mention how great the eShop region freeness is. How, like, this is more convenient to go between all the different eShops than even PS4 is. Like,
It is great, but I feel like they could take that last step and make it where you don't have to jump through hoops to have an account for a different region.
that's a step too far, even for them. Like, they'd make it super simple to do that. But, like, even Sony, don't you need a separate account? I'm pretty sure. Like, you have a.
I
I
don't
know
know.
my
I
iTunes
don't
account.
actually do
I need
that.
a Japan iTunes account. They're all different, you know.
Yeah.
Because you're technically still not supposed to be like it's they don't make it hard, but you're technically not supposed to be doing it like legally, I guess, right? I don't know, but
But yeah, no, you're right. The region free, it's definitely appreciated.
and even just
That having been
simply
said,
downloading demos from different shops is kind of fun, and they all live
yeah.
together.
Um, so yeah, as a whole, I mean, there's a lot of games I'm interested in. Nothing is necessarily a front runner, but there is plenty of content that I want for the
Yeah,
system, and most of it is original. I mean, of the things that I've listed, what Dragon Quest is not like original content, and Disgaea is not original content, but everything else I listed is new/original for the Switch.
yeah. The other thing I want to mention, what was it? Oh yeah, Zelda. Language options. Have you listened to any cutscenes in Russian yet?
No, I have not, but I didn't have a major problem with the language options as it was. You and I both know, I've said it on other podcasts and other episodes, that audio is not a big deal for me. So I don't really care too much. That having been said, I am interested. I'm really hovering over that buy option just so I can see everywhere I've been while I've played the game for that 200 hours of backtrack time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DLC will be a buy once that hits. But yeah, that it's
Oh,
free. As the free update includes the ability to change what cutscene language it is for.
yes, that is a last thing that I'm going to actually crack on Nintendo for, is a lack of trophy or achievement, and I say that because
Yeah, I want it
let's
there.
just talk about Zelda. If there was and I'm going to use the PlayStation term, a platinum level trophy for that game, and one of the gold trophies was get all of those Korok seeds, more people would care. But right now, there is no reason to care about that.
I want him. I'm
Period.
going after.
You you want them, but it's not something you can broadcast to a friend, not without doing it yourself. But
Yeah, yeah.
a
I
friend should
I
be able to
really hope that's part of the online announcements and that's added in at some point.
a,
I
a
do hope
friend
it's
should be able
there.
to passively look at your account and say, "Holy shiza, Tim went that extra mile."
I agree.
Um,
Right now it's just playtime that you're bragging about. Which do the other systems advertise your playtime in each game? I think they do, don't they? Or don't they? Do they not?
I think they track them, but I don't think they really advertise them.
Yeah, so I think that's the bragging rates for currently with Nintendo. It's like, oh, he's played 200, 300 hours of this game.
I can put a game on pause for 50, 100 hours.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to screw up your stats like that. Yeah, I really
I
hope
would if
trophies
that was
are.
the only. I would if that was the only thing I could brag about.
I really hope they add that though. That'd be great. Um,
I mean, if you can't see that I've 100%ed Zelda, and I can put the game on pause for 125 hours and say, "Man, I got everything, yo."
now, yeah, the cool thing about the memories is you can just change the audio and go and watch all the memories you've collected in the different audio. So you can just go through and just watch them all in the different languages, which is
I
neat.
haven't done it, but I am actually interested in putting it in Japanese audio. I do like the memories. I do like the story in Zelda. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's something I've watched a couple of memories in Japanese. I just want to go through. I think it's like is it 30 minutes? It's like 20 or 30 minutes to do all of those. I think might be more. Um, but yeah, I want to watch it in Japanese and I want to watch it in Russian. Just I think that'd be humorous. Yeah. Is
But
your
yeah, 2 months in, even with my C or C plus rating, I'm happy. I'm excited. I can't wait for more. But as a diehard Nintendo fan, because believe me, I am. I have every single home console they have ever released. As a diehard Nintendo fan, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
yeah, it's solid hardware. Like I'm happy with the
I'm
hardware we got. It's like
I'm waiting for the
it's
lack of
and
third
it's
party.
yeah.
I'm waiting for them to not properly iterate on the hardware because that's just it. Is what they have created. They could never release another system and just iterate on that. If
Yeah,
there
it's
was a
enviable. Like people like look at it, it's like, oh, that's a slick piece of hardware.
Yeah, if there was a Switch Plus that it was running on a Tegra 2 that they released 2 years from now, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
If there
they
was a
may. I
Switch
mean,
Plus,
who knows? They might do what Sony and Microsoft are doing with these pros and like do mid-cycle upgrades like that. That could be a thing.
so I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm excited, but I have to acknowledge the reality of the company that is Nintendo and say, eh.
But yeah, it's exciting to see this being the fastest selling hardware and the games are selling. And like the Wii U, it started off and it really wasn't ever looking like to be a success. People were always confused about what the heck that thing was. This
I
does not have
wasn't.
that
That's not.
problem.
You know what? Let's go on a tangent.
I wasn't
I am
confused
blown.
either, but people they were
I am
whatever
blown
reason it didn't
away by
click with
the.
consumers. Yeah.
I am blown away by the number of people in the know, quote unquote in the know that were confused that is the Switch just or I'm sorry, is the Wii U just a tablet add-on for the Wii? What are you, a moron?
It was wasn't the people that weren't in the know that was a problem, like the parents that would stumble upon it's like, oh, we already have the Wii.
It was the number of people and I guess I feel like games journalists fed into that
Perpetuated,
about
yeah.
yeah, well they weren't clear enough in the message. Yeah, they were. You knew the difference and the fact that you said they weren't clear enough made it seem like they weren't clear
Yeah.
enough.
I also think the Wii name killed it because people were like, I'm done with the Wii. I had my fill. A lot of people were like, "Oh, I played my fill of Wii Sports. I played my fill of that. It needed a different name. Like that was part of
I
its problem."
won't I definitely won't disagree with that. It could have used a much better name.
Like I love that it was fully backwards compatible and did all the things that people wanted out of Xbox One with doing backwards compatibility and stuff. But that holding on to the past kind of killed the Wii U. But I kind of love the Wii U because I never had a Wii, so it's like, oh, now I got both these platforms in one box, and I rather like
I'm
it.
sorry. Did you just say you never had a Wii?
Yeah, I missed that whole generation. I bought a Wii Mini at the end of its life cycle just to have one because it seemed like a unique piece of hardware. But yeah, I never owned a proper Wii.
Holy
Yeah,
shiza.
that was 2007 through. That was when I was like either like in college without gaming and
Oh my
or
god, you were in college for the Wii.
yeah, it was.
Oh, that
I
hurt me to
graduated high
hear.
school in 2006.
Stop it.
Yeah. So yeah, I missed out on the whole Wii generation and 360 and PS3. That was just I didn't game at all during that time. I've gone back to it now with the Wii U, but yeah. So I'm really and I do yeah the Wii U. It's like all this, I said I'll have nostalgia for it because it's like this is the first console I've had since the PS2 N64 era. So it's like
Well,
it's my beginning back into it.
try not to go too much just on a quote Wii U retrospective. I liked my Wii U. New Super Mario Brothers U, Super Mario 3D Land,
World.
Mario Kart. I'm sorry, thank you, 3D World. I have 3D Land as well. Sorry.
Yeah, Land's great as well.
Mario Kart 8, Monster Hunter 3, Bayonetta 1 and 2. There are enough
The
games that
Kirby
are,
Clay and Yoshi Yarn are pretty great for what they are.
yeah, Yarn Yoshi, the Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I mean, there are, I'm sorry, not,
X, yeah. There's a lot of
Xenoblade Chronicles
I
X.
love Wonderful 101. Like there's a lot of great titles.
Hyrule Warriors. Port that game for me.
Yeah,
Shiza.
absolutely. I want that there. Such a great Switch game if that was the thing.
But yeah, there are enough games on the Wii U that I was happy with this.
Yeah, there's a good
I really
probably
was.
30 games I would say that are worth owning a Wii U for together.
I don't know. I've never taken the time to count. Maybe I'll make a list and
Yeah.
email it to you or something. But I was happy with it. But I also won't deny and say the Switch is the realization of the dream that was Wii U.
I think they did dream for having the two screen experience, but then they realized a different dream and saw how great off TV played and was like, this is our new dream.
Yeah, what they did was they tried to turn the DS into a home console, and then when they realized that didn't work, they turned the Wii U into a portable console.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
so
that
the
just
dream morphed, and I'm really happy with what it morphed into. And the Wii U
Yeah.
will be this like kind of interesting piece of history where it was like this transition product that had some really interesting ideas that never. There's a camera. There's a front-facing camera. There's like a Wii. There was a chat system on that thing. There was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's a TV remote control button that I'm using it for actually. Yeah, it's crazy this thing. Yeah, I've been playing Yoshi and Kirby. I'm trying to play through some Wii U games I missed. I also got Pokken Fighter. Like I'm playing a lot on my Wii U these days, as well as my Switch. I'm trying to make sure I get through all the Wii U games I missed.
There are definitely plenty of Wii U games.
Devil's
that I
Third
missed.
is arriving Monday, Jason.
Stop it. Why
thought-
would you do that?
Yeah, it was a Wii U exclusive with a very interesting story.
Stop it.
Oh gosh. Yeah. What is your Wii U situation? Are you playing anything on there anymore? Is it all Switch, PS4, and that's it?
Oh no, it's all Switch and PS4 for me. The only reason I mean, I have my Wii U just because I don't trade in consoles and I'm a collector, but and especially once Mario Odyssey comes out, I'm not sure the Wii U will ever be played again.
No games that you wanted that were in your backlog that you feel bad about not doing.
Oh, sure. I never finished Xenoblade Chronicles X. I never finished Bayonetta 2. They were great games. I really enjoyed them. I'm really hoping that they port them to Switch, but if they don't, they're going to sit on a nice shelf, and that's about it.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I need to finish X as well. That's on my list of games to finish till before. Yeah, I mean, for me, I see Wii U being hooked up until. I know. I don't see unplugging it. Like, there's a lot of games on there, and I still like to fire it up every now and then. So.
Oh, it's still plugged in. I mean, it's still hooked up, but I'm not using it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool deal. Well, anything else you want to mention before wrapping up here?
No, I'm excited. I'm happy. It has its shortcomings. I'm not going to overlook them. But for me, as a personal consumer, as opposed to the objective reviewer, as a personal consumer, I'm happy. And God, I cannot wait to see them for the rest of the year and life of the system.
Definitely. Well, with that said, where can folks find you on, I don't know if you have a friend code you want to share or your PSN name. What do you want to share?
Oh, I'm sure I have a friend code, but I haven't pulled it out. I'm anywhere you find Risen Devil, RISNDEVIL on the internet. I think I'm on Twitter as jrnovak@icloud.com. though I'm mostly a Twitter stalker as opposed to a poster.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody sees me on anything, feel free to add me as a friend.
Cool deal. My handle's at TCHATEN. You can go to youtube.com/TChan for the video version of the show. Be back next time for level 162. Thanks for joining me, Jason. Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.